Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? Happy Monday. All right. Some pretty good setups today, guys. Some pretty good setups today. All right. Main watch for today is going to be Tesla. Keeping a side watch on AMD. Hood, ticker HOOD, Robinhood. Google, Nvidia, Amazon. We'll go through them really quick here, and then obviously the S&P 500 and the QQQs. All right, so let's go through them real quick here. First off is going to be AMD. If you look at the 30-minute time frame here, pretty good structure, right? Um, let's see. Thursday slows right around that 159 area. That was also Tuesday's high, right? And then in Friday session, you got a little bit of a flush there, retested that level, and that's where you saw some rejections there, right? So this is going to be your break and retest. That's what bar means, break and retest area. If we do start to come up here off of this bar, right? And if seller starts to step in, if the market, overall market starts to look weak, I'm interested in taking this to the downside, right? Looking to target previous day low, PDL, right around that 156.40. But I don't know if we're going to get that move this week, but if you kind of like look to the left, right, you see this gap up here? That's a low volume node. If we start to break below 153, I am expecting a quick move or quick flush into that 147.60 to 148 level, right? I don't think there's much support uh, right around that gap up, right? So looking for a gap fill if we do start breaking below that 153. All right, that's going to be for AMD. Next up is going to be Google. This is a side watch as well. So tough, right? We were trying to get into this trade, right? Very tough price action, as you can see. Back on Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, we were looking for a break and hold above 184, and we just did not get that. We did not get that. Just got a lot of rejections, and I wasn't really looking to play it to the downside, right? And then we finally got that break on Friday. We tested that break of structure at 184. We got a little bit of liquidity sweep, just that little wick there on a 30-minute time frame, and as you can see, we had that rally up, and then now we're gapping up. So for today, just be careful because they do have earnings this week, if I'm not mistaken. Keep an eye on this distribution area that happened on Friday, right? Price came up, retested that, sellers were stepping in, sellers were stepping in, sellers were stepping in. So keep an eye on that today. If we do start to come down and retest that area, right? If buyer starts to step in, I'm also interested in that, right? But I'm not really looking for a big move. I'm just looking for a scalp, right? A bounce off of this 185.20 to 185.50, right? Possibly take it to that Friday's high, which is around that 186.50 area, 186.40, and that's it. And then possibly, if we do get some continuation there, 187 could be a good target, final target, which is that pre-market high. All right, so that's for Google. Another setup that I'm keeping on the sideline is going to be Amazon, right? This is just this is algo trading uh, on Friday, as you can see, right? All that wick, right at where the high was created in the morning, right? All afternoon of Friday, rejection, 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 rejection. You got a little bit of a pop there, and guess what? You close right at that level, right? So just based on candlestick formation. So keep an eye on this, right? If you're looking to trade Amazon here, keep an eye on it today or possibly this week within this zone, right? This is going to be your kind of like your pivot, right? If we do start to break down, you don't want to be the first seller, right? You want to look for a retest, right? And see if that starts to act as a resistance there, and that will be your entry. Or if you're bullish, look for look for price to test that level where price is supported, right? And then take that to the upside. I'll guide you through it. You guys can let me know if if Amazon's moving, and then we'll look at it together. And if it does look good in my eye, we'll take a stab at it. But that's going to be on the side watch. So let's go through this real quick because it's 9:23. Market's going to open in less than 7 minutes. Nvidia, previous session's highs, that's also all-time highs, acted as support here. Back on Thursday, acted as support here on Friday. So keep an eye on that. 172, right? You did fill this gap here. You still got a huge gap from that China news, right? Where they said they're gonna start. They got approved on selling their H1 chips to China. So that is the China news gap. Right below 169, I think you're probably gonna see some selling action there. All right, so keep an eye here on Nvidia. Again, semis continue to hold the market up. Right, they're continuing to hold the market up. So do keep an eye here on Nvidia. Let's go through Tesla. Tesla here, this is going to be the main watch for today and for the rest of the week. I know they have earnings, so be mindful of the contracts, right? They're going to be a little expensive if you cannot afford it, or if you don't want to put that much risk, don't trade it, right? You can trade TSLL, right? TSLL, that's a directional ETF. It's the same setup, right? They're basically mimicking each other's price action. But what I'm looking for, if you look at the 4-hour time frame here, right? This was previous support. Once you've broken right below it, as you can see, acted as a resistance, acted as a resistance. You had a little bit of a squeeze above there, could not sustain that squeeze up, traded back below, and this is the first time we're testing that level around that 334.35 since, when was this? 6/25, so June 25th, where you actually just flushed right through it. So keep an eye on this one. Above 335, I'm actually interested above 35 here. If we start to push up, this might be a gap and go. So if you look at a smaller time frame here, above 335, right? If we start to sustain value there, I think we might see some crazy price action on Tesla. Remember, when Tesla moves, it really moves. But we haven't seen that continuation here lately. Last week, you kind of did. You got that push up, consolidated for the last 2 days. Then you had a push up, consolidated, and let's see if we can get this gap and go. So above 335, I'm interested. Where I'm really comfortable with, with a size trade, right? Sizing up on a trade is the Friday size, right? Would like to see a quick flush, preferably in the first 30 minutes of the market open, right? Quick flush into this where you get like some wicking price action there. And I'll look for that pullback, right? That higher low formation, and that's going to be my trade. All right, so keep an eye on that. 330 is going to be my main area of interest. Above 335, if we start to sustain value there, I'm also interested in taking that trade. Again, this is going to be the main watch for today. And last but not least, let's go through Hood real quick. This is just a beautiful structure here. Look at the 15-minute time frame. Previous highs came up, acted as support. Previous highs again here, right? Previous highs. What happened on Friday? Tested it, acted as support. You did create a 15-minute order block, 15-minute supply, whatever you want to call it, right? You did create a little bit of a supply here, right around that 110 to 110.50, where you can see post-market on Friday and also pre-market here, where it's acting as a resistance. Do I want a short Hood? Not in my, it's not in my plan for today, right? What I would like to see is a retest off of this level, or if we can push up above 110.50, right, where price is supported at that level, then that's going to be my go. All right, so above 110, look for price 110.50, right? 110.50 to 111, looking for price acceptance there. And if we get that, And what price acceptance looks is like, when price starts to consolidate at that level where it acts as support, uh, maybe form a bull flag, right? That will be my entry there. All right, so hood is going to be on the side watch as well. All right, so that's going to be, then we'll go over Q real quick and SPY. I'll go over this real quick once the market opens. But sell side imbalance, we were able to identify that on Friday. Did not take the trade, right? Because the rejection happened when the news came out. But look what's happening right now. This is why it's important to kind of watch the tape, right? This is how you get that information. You can't really see it based on candlestick formation. So, oops. Keep an eye there here, right? Continuing to respect that sell side imbalance. We do have this previous highs on Thursday, acted as a resistance on Friday, and what's happening during pre-market, acting as a support. Keep an eye on that one as well. QQQ, last but not the least, same thing, right? Break and retest area. Thursday support, Friday's resistance. What's happening in the pre-market, acting as a support. So that's your break and retest area. Keep an eye on that one as well. All right, market's opening here in less than a minute. Again, I'll be here to guide you. Let me know in the chat if you guys are looking for a setup. If you're looking to trade something else, we'll look at it together and we'll see if it looks good or not. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me take a sip of this coffee. And let's get ready to rumble. Stay patient today. It is Monday. So 2-minute time frame. Tesla getting that's a gap and go there on Tesla now. 336. AMD getting a little bit of a push here as well, right on market open. Same thing with the Qs. Google getting a move. Nvidia getting a move. Tesla's really going there. Don't follow this trade. All right, I know I have a position open right now on SPY. This was a swing trade that I took on Friday. Do not follow the trade. That's not today's trade. Let me just close it so then we can focus on today's trade. Let's look at AMD. AMD 165 calls, put that on your watch, and also AMD 155 puts. Tesla wicking action there. Let's keep an eye on Tesla. SPY approaching that sell side imbalance level. What's everyone watching? What are you guys watching for today? Hood coming down. We might need to look at hood here. We might need to look at hood here, guys. Right, it's at our level here for hood. Let's look at hood. The 110 calls, let's put that on watch, guys, for hood. Using dash. Weevil was fine for me. Google, high day. Tesla getting a little bit of a pullback here as well. Spy, let's keep an eye here on Spy. $6.29 puts. 6.29 puts, put that on your watch. Right, remember this level here that we're approaching around that 629.20, that's the same level that we saw that big sell side imbalance on Friday. So I want to see how price react there, but I'm just getting ready. I do have the 629 puts on watch. If we do start to get above that level, I'm interested in the 629 calls. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Weeble right now. It is kind of getting glitchy a little bit. Tesla, I'm gonna have the 3. It's a little expensive, guys, but I'm looking at the 350 calls here. Not in the trade, just keeping an eye on it. We went over what the plan is on that one. QQQs, that's all-time highs again, or almost at all-time highs. All-time highs is at 563.67. That's a good bounce there on hood. Still below VWAP. Again, if you're looking to take trade on hood, right, this is your break and retest area that we talked about. If you're going to take the trade, your stop loss has got to be below 106.50, right? And that's going to be a candle close. You can use the 15-minute or the 5. I would use the 15-minute time frame if you're looking to trade that take a trade on hood there off of that level. lot of buying happening here, and price is kind of stalling out. On SPY, I'm talking about SPY. A lot of buying happening here. Buy side imbalances, and yet price is struggling. QQQs, that is all-time highs. Google is going nuts, guys. Wow. Holy moly. Are you guys seeing that? Sheesh. Pre-market high is right around that 187 area. I don't know if we're going to get that pullback, but I'm going to keep an eye on that. Hood is really starting to go too. I know, Google going nuts. Hood, really nice bounce off of that 106.70. Apple above above supplies on here now for Apple. That could have a continuation. A lot of things are moving right now in market open. Jeez. Here's, if you're watching the future, 6352 getting tested now currently. Yeah, beautiful bounce on the hood. Semis are somewhat muted today, so the Mag 7s are the ones that are moving today, guys. Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft's trying to recover here. So the Mag 7s are moving. Again, they do have earnings this week. absorptions here on on SPY. So we got one piece of information here. Around 629, 629.40. We got a little bit of an absorption there. Let's see if we can see this. We can wait for this move to happen, right? We might see a little bit of a pullback here, right? And that next leg up, right? If we form a lower high there, that's going to be my entry, right? This is going to be my entry here. But if we get this pullback, and then if I do see some aggressive buyers that are sitting here, and if they start stepping in, I'm also interested in taking that long. Coin. How's Mara doing? Ew. Mara's trading at the lows. Riot is going though. It's high day there for SPY. Yeah. It's the Mag 7s. Mag 7s are waking up, especially Apple. Remember, Apple has been a sleeper. And Tesla goes down. Low day while the market is rallying. That's typical Tesla. Holy! Look at this algo buying on SPY. Jeez. $6.30. All right, guys. You guys see we're seeing a fair value gap here being formed, right? Be patient here. My entry now, or I'm looking for an entry off of this orb break. So right around this level, let me mark it. I'm gonna mark it white. Okay, this is gonna be our area of interest here. We're looking for a pullback into that 629.50 to 629.35. That's gonna be our area of interest. 629 calls, 630 calls could also work. Keeping an eye on that. Should have kept my 628 swing. Hood bouncing off of VWAP. Come on, let's get a pullback here. Are we gonna get a pullback here, or are we just gonna keep going up? 1 second, guys. I think I want to adjust this level. Yeah, I need a pullback here. So I'm looking for a pullback. Looking for a pullback within this zone. That's why. Got to keep an eye on the cues as well. Just keep an eye on size. That's a big. It's a big volume gap there too. Just watching for now, guys. It looks good. It looks good, Joseph. It looks good. You got the bounce off of that level that we talked about, right? You're being defended at VWAP. That looks good. Now you just got to take it level by level, right? The next level that you want to keep an eye on, or you want it to take out, is this zone here. Once you start getting above 111, I think that's another level that looks good for the next leg up. I'm also looking for that 111 break, like 110.50 to 111. We're able to reclaim that level. I think I'm gonna take a stab at it as well. See what else is everything else is doing. Apple still continuing to hold above that 214, 215. Microsoft still a laggard. Amazon breaking retest. Let's keep an eye here on Amazon, guys. Amazon, right? It's happening again. So you got the pullback into this zone that we talked about. I don't know if you guys were able to take that trade, right? Right off of this level, right? We talked about that break and retest. You push right up. You were targeting the supply, and guess what's happening right now, right? If you look at it on the 1 minute time frame, right? You're getting that break. You're getting that retest here again, and you're getting that push up. So looking good, right? Looking good. Good structure base here. Just look for those pullbacks. You got the bounce, right? You got the technical bounce. Now where would be a good area of interest here for that next leg up? I think as long as you defend this 227 area, you look good for more upside there. If you look at the 4 hour time frame, Right, let me grab this supply. That's going to be your next supply zone, which was this consolidation area here. So that's right around 230 on Amazon. Another high day there for SPY. Sheesh. Yes, today's going to be a trending day where there's not going to be any deep pullbacks. My goodness. Yeah, this is just algo trading now, guys. I don't think I don't think I'm gonna chase this move. I need a pullback. Anyone has taken any trades today? I got nothing. Oh, by the way, since we're not taking any trades, by the way, free Discord is live. It's gonna be under the description below, right here. Just click that. Near zero prints there. Zero prints from when Faran. I don't think there was any zero prints that was created unless you're talking about before the rollover. Hood, there's about 20,000 sitting at 108.95 sell order. 28.95. I mean 108.95. They removed it. Oh, they're still there, as you can see. Push it from just now. It's probably gotten filled because I don't see it on my DOM. 6356. 6356. Mine's filled. There's another push. My goodness, another high day, another all-time highs. Next level is 6370 on ES. Can't believe Google is going nuts now. Sheesh. Let's say we're gonna take another high day on SPY without no proper pullbacks. Let's see what else is moving. Nvidia's just consolidating here. Might need to remove Tesla and put Amazon here. So Apple, keep an eye on this one, guys. That's why this is important. Apple, right? Clear resistance here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. Right? Earnings coming up. Where are we trading right now? We're trading right above that level. So let's go down the time frame. Right? So this is going to be the level that needs to hold if we want to see more upside here on Apple. Now let's look at even deeper, or even going a 5-minute time frame here. I'm not really seeing much, right? I mean, there's a little bit of a low volume node there between 213 to 213.60. That might be an area of interest that I'm going to be looking at, right? But this whole red zone, right? As long as you're supported here now going forward, Apple looks good for a breakout. On a 2-minute time frame, you're kind of bull flagging, right? You got that push up, bull flagging here into VWAP, pulling back into VWAP. So let's keep an eye on this one as well. So Apple, so I have Amazon 230 calls and Apple 215 calls here on our watch. I would like to see Qs and SPY get a little bit of a pullback here, which will give me confidence on this 2 trades that I'm looking at, right? Apple and Amazon. Yeah, 3% on SPX. Looks like there's not gonna be any trade today or this morning. If we're gonna continue to just skyrocket up. Sheesh. Right, seeing a little bit of action here. Microsoft hack. They got hacked? Is that the news? Oh, you mean back or hack? I'm not seeing any news. Alright, good pullback. What in the world? Apple bouncing off of VWAP. So going forward, I don't know if we're gonna get that pullback today or this morning or later this afternoon, but just keep an eye here on 629.56 to 629.88. I'm gonna post this on our Discord as well, just to keep an eye on that level. What do you think about Dell? Let's look through Dell since we're not doing anything right now currently. Start on a bigger time frame. That's a good looking chart here, guys, actually. For Dell here, right? Back on March of 2024, you got that all-time highs. Actually, you also got that bounce off of this pivot here. But let's focus on this. This is on a weekly time frame, right? Rejections here. Once you push right through that acted as support, try to hold up, broke right through again. This is your first time touching this level since November of 2024, right? November of 2024. You have a huge gap there. Currently right now open. Between 139.87 to 132.15, right? You got a gap there. This is a break of structure here between 127, right? 127.15 and 128. Let's just call it Yeah, let's just call it 128. So as long as price is supported here, you're looking for higher, right? You're looking for higher there. So your line in the sand is 127, 128. As long as price is supported there, you're looking for higher. So you have a huge green candle there. You got a consolidation with, you kind of open inside an inside day. So look for a continuation tomorrow as long as you're holding this 127 to 128 level. All right. Again, you got a gap there as well. No problem. Nav. Let me just pose this real quick. All right, that's the trade that I'm looking at currently. All right, what else? What ticker are you guys looking at? We can do some analysis here while we're waiting for a setup. Again, just waiting for that SPY area. That's going to be my area of interest. With Apple, I'm waiting on the indices to kind of get a retracement here before playing Apple or Amazon. Amazon here is looking good off of that 227 bounce. That's your break and retest area. I just really need the indices to start retracing here. Is there news? There was just a big order just got filled again. You saw that, Miv? 800 lots, almost 900 lots. nothing. Apple is moving now too. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get this pullback, guys. I just got an alert on PLTR. That's also making a move. Sheesh. PLTR. That's almost all-time highs. My goodness. Hood making a move as well. Well, 6362, 6360 might be an area for me intraday. So it's right around this 630.36. But I really, maybe for a quick scalp within this zone, but it's not high probability for me. Because the reason why I like this level here is the displacement that it did on price, right? So this is why it's a higher probability for me to wait for that level. Pay attention to this, guys, right? The reason why is that's your first displacement. What I mean is, if you look at the previous day's high, right, this was your resistance area, right, where price was rejecting. And if you look at the 5-minute time frame, right, you got an initial push down, right? This could also be your displacement, but you're still trading within the range of the prior day, right? This is within the prior day, but once you start breaking above yesterday's high or Friday's high, and that's also in line with all-time highs, right? This is your first displacement of that price action. So this is why I'm interested in this level, right? You don't necessarily, price doesn't necessarily need to come down and test this level here, but I would like for this level to hold. So keep an eye on that. That's going to be my trade for today if we do get that retracement. What are the key things you look for to see if a level holds? If you're just looking for candlestick formation, right, whatever time frame you're comfortable with, if you're trading on a 2-minute, on a 1-minute, on a 3-minute, on a 5-minute, you're just looking for those, you're looking for that candle closure, right? For instance, in this trade, Like if I'm looking at the 5 minute, I'm usually looking at the 2 minute. That's where I'm comfortable in. You don't. It doesn't need to be wide the 2 minute. That's where I've done my analysis, and that's where I've just been accustomed to. It doesn't necessarily need to be on a 2 minute time frame. But if price starts to come up here, I would not want my stop loss for this trade. Right, this trade is invalidated if we start breaking below 629.20. Right, my area of interest is here, so I would like for candlestick, like bullish candlestick formation. So if you don't know what a bullish candlestick formation is, just look it up on Google or YouTube. There are multiple candlestick formation that you can look for. Like, for example, a wick price action. So like you're getting those bottom wicks, like this type of candlestick, right? So, or you can look for a reversal, right? You don't want to be the first buyer, so you're looking for a bullish hammer, pin bar, and you're looking for that aggressive push up. This could be your entry, right? But if you're looking at, what I'm usually looking at is the order flow, right? The depth of market. So I have my levels here, right? As you can see, so that's the level of interest that we have on futures, right? Next up, I'm looking at the footprint, right? So this is where I'll be able to tell, like behind the candlesticks, right? If there are aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers. I'll go more in depth with this information. I mean, there's a lot of information on YouTube, right? You can look it up, but I can go more in depth on this, like maybe later on. That's one piece of information. The next up is the heat map and the depth of market. So this is my heat map. This is where I could see if there's any large buyers or sellers. As you can see here, there was a large trade that just got in, or that got filled, and this is an aggressive order, almost 900 lots. And then obviously I use the depth of market, right, to key out those individual orders that I'm looking at, because I'd like to participate in the trade when there's other participants, right? If I'm bullish, I want bullish participants to show up. I don't want to be the only guy that's looking for a bullish price action, right? Or vice versa. If you're bearish, you're looking for aggressive bearish participants. I hope that made sense. All right, guys, almost 10:30 here. I'm gonna wait another 30 minutes. If we don't get a pullback here, I don't think I'm gonna look to take a trade. Again, I'm just gonna wait for this retracement here, or if I'm bearish, again, I don't want to be the first person to be shorting the market, right? When we're trading at all-time highs. What I would like to see is a rejection, right? And then that retest, right, where you form a lower high formation. That's going to be my entry. High day there for Amazon as well. Let's look at the earnings today or this week. So we have Tesla and Google on Wednesday after close. What else? That's it for this week. Really? I thought there was more important. Is that the only Mag 7 that's reporting this week? I thought Apple was reporting this week. Huh. Am I tripping? I think that's it. That's the only Mag 7 that's reporting this week. Oops. Google, yeah, Google and Tesla. That's the only Mag 7 that's reporting this week. Apple and Amazon looks like it's next week. For Nasdaq, same thing here. Keep an eye on this. Trade will be invalidated below 563.70. But I like the setup on SPY more. AMD. What's going on there? Sneaking up on us. He's making that move. Keep an eye on that. Nvidia is lagging today. This is a doozy, guys. Man, imagine holding those 628 calls on SPY that I opened up last Friday. That would have printed. What broker are you guys using, by the way, to trade options? Are you guys using Webull, Thinkorswim, Robinhood? I think I might look into opening back up my Robinhood because they do have a platform now for desktop. I want to try it. I want to try it out. Any of you guys used it, or any of you guys using Robinhood, the desktop platform? E-Trade. I love E-Trade. The thing is, Richard C, the only reason why I transitioned into Webull is because of their execution for options. It's like manual. Like you gotta click it, you gotta sell the close, and then either market order or limit order. There's no button for just buy limit order, sell limit order, buy market, sell market. IBKR, Webull, yeah, Webull's goat. I love Webull. Today's requiring a lot of patience. Apple's pulling back a little bit here. Come on, let's do it. She's going. Let's check IWM. What's IWM doing? It's a big gap up too. You're still below yesterday's or Friday's high. Really not seeing anything today, guys. Richard T, did you take any trades today? Any scalps? We're seeing him pull back here first on the Qs. No trades? Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna hang out here for another 10 minutes. I don't see a trade. I think I'm just gonna call it a day. So make sure you guys, the Discord link is right in the description below. That's where I'll update any positions that I'm in or if we're in. And then we hop off the live stream. That's where I'm going to be updating it. That's where I'm going to be posting any watch list or anything that we're watching for today, for the week. Make sure you guys join that. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Pullback into VWAP probably. But again, I need a deeper dive into this, right? This is where I'm interested. If I'm gonna take a trade before this hits, right? If let's see if we, if we bounce from here, if I see anything, any indication that this wants to bounce at that level, at this 630, 50, 630, 40 level, where VWAP is and where somewhat of a support is, I'm gonna size down, right? Where I wanna get into a sizable position is at this fair value gap level or low volume node. That's where I'm comfortable putting in some risk. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out here. Again, no trades for me. The only setup that I'm looking at is going to be SPY off of this fair value gap level or low volume node. All right, I'm not looking to take any trades as long as if we don't revisit this area, then there's no trade for me. I'm not looking to short either. If you're looking to short, right, do not be the first seller. Look for some type of aggressive push to the downside, right, and then a retracement where it creates a lower high, and that could be your entry, right, with a good risk reward, you can put your stop loss at the initial pivot high. But I would not suggest you trying to time this short. If anything, look for a continuation to the upside, and this is the only area that I'm interested in, right? And you can also look at the previous day's high, right, which is the Friday's highs here. This is where we saw the sell side imbalance, so keep an eye on that as well. As long as 629.20 is supported, you're looking for higher. All right, again, no trades for today. Let's see if we can get something tomorrow morning. All right, as always, you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys back here mañana. Peace.